chance against these guys this year. The question is if they can keep the same pressure in this lobby.
Domed and taken down.
Uh-oh, 321 damage below the threshold. This is the two-time NA West champions. In Major 1, they won 6 out of 12 games, just dominating the region. But contested off spawn, it tends to do things to you, especially when the team is running away. But they're still hot on the hills. These are still the two teams rotating parallel to one another. But Bacca, Parz, and Pump, they've now ran out of options. Their hand is being forced, and they have to go in because Storm Surge will...
Not actually in the same position. His team relatively healthy for their surge, at least for right now, Jacob. Parz, Bacca, Pump, they're gonna take a moment to pause, but now with these storm ticks starting to fight it, Bacca already out of this battle. Parz, sorry there though, for what's shaping up here at Dystopia. Pump, Parz, Bacca finding that elimination onto Peter by now means that they are all good to go for trying to key in onto Ritual and Cold. Parz already overhead.
Before Peterbot went on this huge tear for the scene, it was cold. Everyone was worried about. And I remember back at the Invitational 1v2 to get his teammate back into the game and try to get them that good position.
Very likely, they look as if they're keen, set on setting up to prevent Cold and Ritual from actually leaving Dystopia. And if Cold and Ritual attempt to make a reboot inside of Dystopia, fully squeezed inside of this tiny little crevice, and if that wasn't bad enough...
This is kind of a surprise, and you've been saying it, nobody's backing down. Honestly,
find themselves getting absolutely pincered by several different teams. Bacca, Parz, and Pump also know that same pressure could technically be applied to them if they're not careful. Seems like they might just want to break away here, create a little bit more space. They don't actually know what kind of position Peterbot and his team are in, but Bacca cracking Peterbot's shield, just steadily applying reverse pressure. He's making it very difficult, but the builds are running so low. Bacca, Parz, Pump. Parz is down though. It's just Bacca and Pump now left to try and recover this situation. What looked so promising at the start, Cold is trying to shut down. Gotta wait for Ritual and Peterbot to provide alleviate.
Oh no, from bad to worse. Bacca and them on the other side. They now only get the reboot, but the first knock onto Cold yet again. Earlier in this game, they took down Peter.
Parz and Pump have just won the hearts of the crowd here in Lyon.
Going to give Adapter just a little bit of confidence to move on over, but since he doesn't know exactly where all three members of this tree are at, it's just a little bit too risky for him to...
And it's not necessarily going to benefit either team because they're both really low on materials. They're so far out of the way compared to everybody else. They still got to push in.
They are missing chunks of shield, a little bit of HP, so Storm Surge is not going to be much, even with that elimination there onto Mansoor. Not sure that he didn't get the memo that the rest of his team already rotated out, but Hurley's doing a good job holding down his walls, holding down his defensive and fighting back, forcing the Flowberry Fizz out on the other side. The triple hill is going to get him back into action that much quicker. But they're just at the edge of zone with not far to rotate before they make their way in. That's
that they had to leave Breed behind, but they are still a power. Possibly decides to enter the exchange. Directly overhead. Victor V closes off the back wall though, but he's scrambling. The fragger is down. It's all up to Epic Whale and Paper to recover this.
The aggressive nature coming out of Pump. He's the one that locks in and gets a lot of the damage and eliminations. He was the one that won Major 3, forcing that spot to roll down to Victor V.
Hoping that the Medmiz can buy him enough time, but Pump, Bacca, Parz, they're already in zone, Jacob. They'll hold this for as long as they want.
Yeah, and since they're already positioned in zone, like you said, it makes it an easy decision for Parz to kind of go by himself. He knows that Yamzo knows they're closing in on the distance. He's trying to use his crash pads to escape, but you cannot escape NA West as they take down Clicks, Higgs, and Yamzo, and the youngest. One of the most aggressive players on his region, but active surge for Parz, Pump, and Bacca. 136 below the damage threshold. It does not matter if they have high ground if they can't utilize it, and nobody's giving them any peaks. So they're going to go ahead and utilize that Flowberry Fizz to get a triple heal going out.
They're stuck looking to heal instead of being able to look for tags. Now Bacca, Parz, and Pump to get across the finish line there for the surge threshold. And now the med kit comes out. Bacca doesn't have anything to work with. It's just those couple of crash pads. He might as well leave them somewhere for his teammate to pick up. But Parz, just looking at this loadout, Jacob, he's got barely anything to work with.
0 ammo in his AR. It's literally just 19 underneath. Sharks in the ocean. They're ready to take a bite out of NA West, but Malibuca's trying to beat him first. They crash pad towards the high ground, and they solidify it while Surge reactivates. Down goes Pump. Parz is now officially on the clock.